American homosexual poet once described Chicago as hog butcher to the world, or words to that effect. It was an adequate assessment, teeming with stockyards full of cows waiting to be blasted into shards of bones, pools of fat and slabs of steak. Chicago has long been viewed as the brutal hub of America's Midwest. Its legacy has been enhanced by such things as the 1968 police riots, the corruptly stifling reign of Mayor King Richard Daley, and the racist political Donnybrooks that have been raging since that self-crowned monarch's death. Quote, the windy city, unquote, is indeed a moral cess upon which the country looks in awe. And mass-murdering clown, pederast, John Wayne Gacy was not the only man living in the city's crawl spaces. As Henry Miller once noted, quote, Chicago is a vast, unorganized lunatic asylum. Nothing can flourish there but vice and diseases, unquote. It is perhaps fitting, then, that one of the most thoroughly diseased bands of the Reagan era, Big Black, made their entrance to the world via Chicago's scorched and bloody portals. Nominally birthed during the last wheeze of hardcore punk formalism, from their very first croak, Big Black offered a vision far uglier than that preferred by their mohawked non-brethren. A front the walloping thud of a drum machine, its dials turned to destroy. Big Black began setting collegiate panties adrip in 1982 with a smorgasbord of heisted guitar riffs and squealing cuss shouts of pure, loose aggression. Initially a studio-only project, the band became an actual performing entity, fueled by barbecue ribs and inexpensive beer a year after their inception. The records and live shows that followed were monolithic mud rustles through a valley of gnarls and asymmetrical ginch-crave. Thump followed peal, followed scream accusation, followed the bup of exploding fireworks, all filtered through a screen of undifferentiated cunny crave. Several clever boy crack monsters passed through the ranks during their nascent period, but after their second EP, Big Black found linear stability as a trio, with Santiago Durango on big guitar, Dave Riley on bass, and Steve Albini on small guitar and vocals. Big Black cut a rug that many were compelled to beat. The band was not necessarily met with uniformly open arms and hastily dropped trousers, but they were met on their own terms too. Eventually, the idiot masses were swayed by the gigantic cudgel of Big Black's noise. It was, after all, nigh and impossible to duck. Now, just as many have become ready to offer their flesh as sacrifice, Big Black have, somewhat perversely, decided to pack it in. Dave will return to Barber College, Santiago will undertake legal studies, and Steve will once again be found pimping a string of new wave hoes near Chicago's convention center. To quote a great philosopher whose name escapes me, quote, what was will never be again, unquote, or something. Big deal.